Rob. This video, we're going to take a little bit of a different turn in terms of the entertainment category. We're going to move to category, excuse me. We're going to move to something else. We're going to discuss this controversial Coke ad. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, I saw this commercial yesterday, the Coke commercial, and immediately I knew something was going to happen. For the most part, I liked the commercial. I thought it was fine. We have plenty of Americans in this country that are from other countries or who are descendants or live here or were born here while their parents are from other countries. I'm a prime example of that. My mother was born in Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican. I was born here. And yeah, and there's plenty of people like that. There's plenty of people who fall under that category. My grandmother, 87 years old now, God bless her, and she's full of piss and vinegar. Okay, very energetic. I think she's going to be around for quite some time. And she was originally from Puerto Rico. She moved up here later in her life. She got a job. She worked as a maintenance lady. She a house cleaner. She had a very good job for many years. Retired when she was about 65, and she lives off her pension. And she's done very well for herself since coming to this country. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Puerto Rico's part of the United States. Well, that's fine. It's still a transition for somebody who's originally from Puerto Rico. Obviously, there are other countries where people have to come here and they have to, work for their green card or their visa, whatever the case may be. But the fact of the matter is that there are plenty of people who come to this country to make opportunities for themselves. And I feel over time, when they pay their taxes, when they make their income, buy their home, they earn their place. They earn the right to call themselves an American. I truly believe that. Now, this commercial, this article here, obviously there's some tweets from people throughout Twitter who really smashed this commercial because of people singing, I guess, America the Beautiful in multiple languages. I don't think that's a problem. If anything, I think that goes to show you the importance of America to many people. I mean, often we're seen as being a country that's hated or a country that gets involved too much. And in terms of the involvement, sometimes I agree with that. I think that there should come a time where America should need to fall back a little bit and kind of take care of ourselves. We have some issues. But because we are the kind of country we are, we get involved in areas where we believe there might be injustice. Some of that can be questionable, but that is a whole nother topic. The fact of the matter is that, we can't go somewhere, start something or start to help somebody and then just leave them behind. And that's just, and in some ways it's unfortunate, in some ways it's not. It's unfortunate because, again, we have things here we have to take care of. We have military personnel here that needs to be, need their benefits, need to make sure that they're taken care of for servicing the country out in all parts of the world. And we're still investing a lot of money in fighting other battles. And it becomes a very fine line. So that's why, that's a conversation for another day. But this, I just want to go over some of these tweets because this is fucking ridiculous. Here's this one. Coke having a commercial with an American song in other languages, not cool, Coke. Get the fuck out of here with that. I mean, because we're not allowed to talk another language. Why do people automatically assume that just because it's sung in another language, that the person singing it in that foreign language, maybe they're a white person or a pure black person or whatever, that happen to be American and know another language? Did people forget that we can learn how to be bilingual? I mean, we do have education. I mean, I'm sure some of you were in high school and you took Spanish or French or Italian, whatever the case may be. So why is it assumed that because it's sung in a foreign language that it's sung by somebody from another country? And if it was sung by somebody from another country, I think a person should be very proud of that. That somebody from another country, their home country, chooses to harmonize the anthem of America in their language. I think that's a compliment in my opinion. So here's another jackass. Hey, Coca-Cola, this is America. English, please. Now that's the stupidity. It's just fucking dumb. Okay, the first settlers on America did not speak English. They were Native American Indian. And you want to know something? There's probably a good amount of people in this country that have some sort of Native American blood and don't even know it. I myself have Native American blood. Many Puerto Ricans, if not all of them, have Native American blood. We are Tainos. Taino is Indian tribe that is very, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a Caribbean tribe that I believe derived from Hawaii. And while not on American soil, it's considered Native Americans from the Americas, this whole region, and over time they did migrate into the country. But you know, this is America. Speak English, please. English was not the first language here, so there's another incompetent bastard. Um, I will never drink another Coke product as long as I live because of the commercial. He's not going to drink Coke because of a commercial. So, I mean, the stupidity gets worse. Hey, Coke, we speak English in America. Awful commercial. We speak English. We speak many languages in this country. In fact, there's some people who are highly intelligent that can speak 3 or 4 languages. So, you know, anybody else hate that they just sang the Song of America half in Spanish, and there was about 2 Americans in the commercial? So there's a racist remark. So because the song was sung half in Spanish, or a good portion of it in Spanish, and there were only what they believe is 2 Americans in the commercial. So everybody else wasn't American because what? They weren't white, or because they weren't maybe what you think is an American. And I'm not trying to pull. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to pull the race card. And I'm just in terms of what this person is saying. Because the song was sung in Spanish, and because other races were shown, Spanish, maybe Arabic, African American, this person here obviously thinks that because those people were of different diversity and not what they believe would be an American, which it could be white, it could be black, whatever the person is, because they don't show their picture. And that's another incompetent comment. Everybody in that commercial was American. You know, everybody in that commercial was American. Well, I won't be drinking Coke anymore. We speak English in the United States. Get over it. Here's another dumbass. Get over it. We speak English in America. My grandmother is probably more American than this person. I'm looking at this person's picture. She looks like she's about maybe 25. My grandmother's 87. She speaks fluent Spanish. She still has a heavy accent, but she speaks English. She's put in her hours. She's put in her time. She's worked her tail off. She's earned her pension. She's paid probably more taxes than this little girl here, who's probably still living off of mom and dad. She's a little tweeny bopper who texts and all this shit, and she's got the nerve. And I'm sure there's people out there, your parents or your grandparents, whether they be black, white, Indian, it doesn't matter. They worked their tail off to get where they are today, to live their golden years. Like my father. My father's a couple of years away from retiring and collecting his pension. He has earned it. He has paid his dues. Half the people talking shit on here haven't even paid their dues yet. This is another form of elitist people who think because they're born in this country that they have certain rights. They have this sense of entitlement. So here's another jackass. Apparently this is a thing, a super racist thing. Some terrorists were singing our song in that Coke commercial. Some terrorists were singing our song in the Coke commercial. Did you see Saddam Hussein? Because I didn't. Did you see Osama bin Laden singing in that commercial? I didn't. Any other terrorists singing in that commercial? You know why you didn't see Osama bin Laden or Saddam Hussein singing in that commercial? Because they're fucking dead, okay? They're fucking dead. So here's another ignorant comment. Terrorists were singing in that commercial, people. I mean, this is look, I know that unfortunately over time Arab people have been linked to terrorism because of terrorist events that have happened that have been by people who are Arabic. That doesn't make them all terrorists. That doesn't make them all terrorists. That's probably the number one incompetent comment on this. And I'm going to link this in the description so you guys can check this out. Megan King Womack. I should shout out these names. You know what? Our diverse country is beautiful. Thank you, Coke, because you knew they'd get backlash. So that's a good comment. Best out of the first half. Very good. And this last person, that Coke commercial is everything that's right with this America. So they did a little bit of both. But I wanted to read off the people who, I mean, those comments are just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I mean, it's so sad. It really is sad that not only do people think that way, but they're not even competent enough to realize that English is not the original language of this country. It's from England. The original language of this country is Algonquin, maybe a couple other Indian tribes I could think of. Blackfoot. Wherever your region is, wherever you back in those days, where whatever tribe was there, the Hopis, maybe. Those languages, those Native American languages of those Native American tribes before England came here and took over this country, that is the original language of this country. Not English, okay? Not English. Native American Indians who were on this land before we arrived, or I shouldn't say we, before England arrived, because, some of us are not guilty of that. I'm Puerto Rican. I was, in my ancestors were in Puerto Rico, wherever they were. The English people arrived here, started off on the right foot, and decided they wanted more, and little by little were pushing and pushing more into this country, and eventually shoved their way the rest of the way in. And because of that, an entire race of Native American Indians were almost extinct. There are not too many of them around today, and the ones who are around are not treated well. Period. There are some tribes that do have great benefits of having reservation land on casinos, and they get benefits from that. But for the most part, there's a good portion of Indian tribes out there that are still very active that do not get treated that way. And how do I know this? This is my second marriage with my current wife. My first marriage, my ex-wife was partially Native American. She was very much into the community herself. She every Sunday would go to powwows and Native events, and there are a lot of them who are not treated well. They're not. So this right here, this commercial, I thought was great. And the people who reacted the way they did on these Twitter accounts, they should fucking be castrated. That's the kind of representation that I don't think we should have in this country. This is a beautiful country. You know what? It is flawed. It's not perfect right now. We're not happy with our leaders, but for the most part, we have things here that other countries don't. We have a lot of benefits and a lot of opportunities here that other countries don't. So it kind of peeved me to see this, and I just had to get out there and express it. It has nothing to do with entertainment. Just me getting it off my chest, and I figure I get it off my chest and see what other people feel about the situation, and that's basically it. So anyway, guys, thanks for taking the time out to watch. I know this is not entertainment related, but when I see certain things like this, I just feel the need to come out and express myself about it, and that's basically it. Take it easy. Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host, Rob. This video, we're going to take a little bit of a different turn in terms of the entertainment category. We're going to move to category, excuse me. We're going to move to something else. We're going to discuss this controversial Coke ad. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, I saw this commercial yesterday, the Coke commercial, and immediately I knew something was going to happen. For the most part, I liked the commercial. I thought it was fine. We have plenty of Americans in this country that are from other countries or who are descendants or live here or were born here while their parents are from other countries. I'm a prime example of that. My mother was born in Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican. I was born here. And and there's plenty of people like that. There's plenty of people who fall under that category. My grandmother, 87 years old now, God bless her, and she's full of piss and vinegar. Okay, very energetic. I think she's going to be around for quite some time. And she was originally from Puerto Rico. She moved up here later in her life. She got a job. She worked as a maintenance lady. She a house cleaner. She had a very good job for many, many years. Retired when she was about 65, and she lives off her pension. And she's done very well for herself since coming to this country. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Well, that's fine. It's still a transition for somebody who's originally from Puerto Rico. Obviously, there are other countries where people have to come here and they have to, work for their green card or their visa, whatever the case may be. But the fact of the matter is that there are plenty of people who come to this country to make opportunities for themselves.